Hey everyone, and welcome back, or if you're new here, my name is Josh, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the PenFed Pathfinder Rewards credit card. So I'll be going over the main features of this card, its pros as well as its drawbacks. So hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a much better idea of whether or not this card is a good fit for you. But before we go ahead and dive into the main features of this card, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $9,000 in free stocks in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Webull. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then deposit at least 1 penny. At that point, Webull will be sending you at least 3 free stocks worth, once again, all the way up to $9,000. Okay, so diving right into the main features of this card, first off, we're going to be discussing how you can earn points. So you will be earning 4 points per dollar spent on all travel categories for PenFed Honors Advantage members. To become a PenFed Honors Advantage member, all you have to do is either open up a checking account and keep it open, or the primary applicant must be currently serving in the military or have previously served. And then for those who are not PenFed Honors Advantage members or don't have a checking account or not a military member, you will just be receiving 3 points per dollar spent on travel categories. And then on all other transactions, you will be earning 1.5 points per dollar spent. Now this card, you're also going to be receiving a spend bonus as well. So once or if you're able to spend at least $3,000 within the first 90 days of having this card, you will be receiving 50,000 points. Now in addition to that, you're also going to be receiving some other perks with this card as well. So that's going to be including a 0% introductory APR on balance transfers for the first 12 months. So if you currently have another credit card that has a pretty high balance with it and you're paying a lot of interest with that card, then what you can end up doing is you could transfer the balance from that card over to this card, and for the first 12 months you will have a 0% interest. However, I would make sure to pay that balance off in full before the 12 months are up, because after the 12 months are up, you are going to have to once again pay interest on that balance. Now, even though you are going to have a 0% introductory APR on that balance transfer, it is going to come with some fees, which we are going to cover in just a few minutes. Now, in addition to that, you're also going to be receiving a $100 annual domestic air travel statement credit. This is going to go towards baggage fees, lounge access, and onboard food or drinks. You're also going to receive a $100 global entry or $85 TSA pre-check statement credit as well every 4 years. And then you're also going to receive a complimentary Priority Pass Airport Lounge annual membership as well. Then you're also not going to have any foreign transaction fees with this card. So if you do happen to travel abroad, this is one that you can definitely take with you and use, because you will not be hit with any extra fees. And then finally, you're also going to have zero fraud liability, which means that if you lose your card or someone steals your card number and goes off and spends hundreds or even thousands of dollars on it, you can rest easy knowing that you will not have to pay for any of those charges because you did not authorize them. So now that we went over the main features of this card, at this point we're going to dive into the APR and fees, because this is also super important as well. So starting out on your purchases, your APR on those purchases is going to be 17.99%, which is much lower than other credit cards out there. As far as balance transfers go, like I mentioned just a moment ago, for the first 12 months, once again, you're going to have a 0% interest on them. Then after the 12 months are up, your APR will shoot up to the same as purchases at 17.99%. So if you do happen to take advantage of the balance transfer, I would try to knock that down to 0 as quickly as you can, so you don't have to pay the 17.99% on that balance. Then as far as cash advances go, on this channel we always recommend to stay far away from cash advances. This of course should not be considered financial advice, just something that I personally try to avoid doing. Usually there's a pretty high interest rate on them, plus a lot of fees as well. But if you do happen to take out a cash advance with this card, just know that your APR on those is going to be 17.99%. And even though that's much slower than other cards out there where they're usually like 29.99%, 17.99% is still more than what we want to pay. Now, thankfully with the cash advance, unlike other cards out there, there are no fees if you do a cash advance. So that is good news. With most other cards out there, you're going to be paying a fee of either 3% or 5% and possibly even more than that. However, with the balance transfers, there is going to be a fee. That fee is going to be 3%. Like we mentioned just a moment ago, if you do happen to travel abroad, this is a card you can take with you and you do not have to pay extra fees with it to use it abroad, because there are no foreign transaction fees. Then as far as paying late, there is going to be a late payment fee of up to $20 if the balance is less than $1,000. you're going to have a fee of up to $25 if the balance is between $1,000 and $2,000. And finally, that fee is going to shoot up to $28 if your balance is greater than $2,000. As far as return payments, there's going to be a return payment fee of up to $25. And then as far as the annual fee goes, there is going to be an annual fee of $95 if you are not a PenFed Honors Advantage member. However, if you are a PenFed Honors Advantage member, that fee is going to be waived and you will not have an annual fee. So there's definitely a benefit to that. So now that we went over the main features of this card as well as the APR and fees, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and dive into what I would consider to be the biggest pros and drawbacks of this card. So we're going to start out with the good things. The first good thing, of course, is the fact that you can earn those 50,000 bonus points as long as you're able to spend at least $3,000 within the first 90 days of having this card. That's going to be right around $1,000 per month in spend, which for some people might be easier than others. Also, you're going to be earning 4 points per dollar spent on travel if you're a PenFed Honors Advantage member, 3 points per dollar spent if you're not. Then you're going to be receiving a $100 statement credit that will be going towards baggage fees, onboard food or drink, stuff like that. And then you're also going to receive a credit for global entry or TSA pre-check. And then finally, you're also going to be receiving a complimentary Priority Pass membership. So with this card, you're going to be receiving a lot of good things. As far as the drawbacks go, most of all, you're going to have to jump through a few hoops with this credit card. For example, you must be a PenFed member, which does require opening a savings account with them and depositing at least $5 to obtain this credit card. If you do not mind signing up for the savings account and depositing $5 in the account to open up this card, then all power to you. Also, if you want that annual fee of $95 waived, which is definitely worth it, you will also have to open a checking account or currently be an active member in the military or have previously served. And finally, the points that you're going to be receiving are only worth right around 0.85 cents each. So for example, your 50,000 points would normally be worth right around $500 with other credit cards out there on the market, some even more than that. However, with this credit card, those points are only going to be worth right around $425. So of course, that is another drawback as well. But just to sum things up here, all in all, I would say this credit card is worth it, especially if you sign up for the checking account and you don't mind jumping through the hoops of opening a savings account with them and depositing the $5, or if you're currently an active or former military member and you can have that annual fee waived, I would definitely say this card is worth it. And you're able to spend the $3,000 within the first 90 days, and you're not spending on things that you normally wouldn't spend on just to hit that bonus if it's your normal everyday purchases, or perhaps if you have a larger transaction coming up that absolutely needs to be made, then this credit card could be right for you. But that's all we have for today's review. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like, consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.